Hello, my friends. How are you today? It's Carolyn, your hostess with the mostest, who hasn't really been podcasting much lately. I have, however, been doing a lot of work on FamilySearch, a lot of cleanup. And I want to show you something that I've found that is a consistent problem on FamilySearch. It is a don't do this problem. This person has been marked deceased, and the only records that exist for this person are the 1930 and 1940 censuses. If you go into sources, you see that there is a childbirth, so I guess she had a child, record, but that's it. There is no death record for this person. So what I did was I went into Been Verified, and I searched for her and I searched for her husband, and I could find neither of them. Now, her husband does have death records attached to him, so it is confirmed that he is deceased. But Betty here was born in 1928. That means that if she's alive, she's less than 100 years old. That is perfectly plausible. And absent any evidence to the contrary, we have to assume that she is alive. Why? Because personally, I would be pretty offended if I was working in FamilySearch and I came across myself or some other relative or something who is an alive person who is marked deceased. That would offend me personally. On top of that, though, it's simply a bad practice. You don't just by default mark people deceased because you think that they might be old enough to be dead. I have actually recently found some people who are in their 60s marked deceased, and the reason given under reason was age. That's it. The word age. I have no idea who's out there who thinks that somebody who is 63 or 65 years old would automatically be dead just because of their age, although I do find it a little personally offensive being 57 myself. Oh my gosh. So here's what you do. You tap on death, deceased. This person was marked deceased 2 years ago. I don't know. Here's what I'm doing. Tap on edit, move it to living, and then I give the reason. Per been verified, accessed. Today's date is the 22nd. Bear with me. Per been verified access 22 July 2022. This person has no record of death. This person was born less than 100 years ago, so this person, absent death records, must be assumed to be alive. Now, FamilySearch has been doing a really good job. I'm copying that in case I need it for any other record. They've been doing such a good job of correcting these and sending me mails. So this is what they do. They say, okay, you're trying to change this. You see what you're doing? You're going to be notified by email. And I say, groovy. I submit. I get a case number, which I don't even worry about because they're going to get back to me by mail, and that's it. And then I just want to go back to this person's profile and check. And then apparently, there's a living child of this person. And so I'm going to leave that alone because that means that somebody else created the child, Wendy Lou Carson, and I don't need to create yet another living duplicate of that person. It would just make things harder. So FamilySearch really prefers that when it comes to creating people who could be alive, we do that only for the purposes of reaching a generation of people who are deceased. And that's it. So when you're working in FamilySearch, and I hope that you are, please remember that this is a group crowdsourced tree. There are a lot of errors in it. The 2012 debacle that was pulling names from records and creating profiles from them has left a lot of things free floating in the space of the tree. And also there are a lot of people who blow out documents that same way, creating profiles and making assumptions about whether people are alive or dead. Now, if somebody is descended from this person and is watching this person, has put a watch on this particular profile, they're going to get notified of changes. And that's a good thing. They should be. And if they have evidence of Betty's death, then they can actually provide it. They can scan in a death certificate. They can provide record information derived from Ancestry. They can do whatever they have to do. But you can't just make people deceased because you think they're probably dead or because, they're old. It's just the worst possible practice. You have to have evidence for everything that you do in family history and in genealogy, because remember, this is an offshoot of and a companion of history. And that means there is an evidence standard and we have to go by it. So that's my little gripe of the day. I have more gripes coming, I'm sure, but I wanted to make you a gripey video to help keep you cool on this hot, hot day in the Northern Hemisphere. I don't know what it's like in the Southern Hemisphere. I expect it's probably quite a bit cooler than it is where I'm sitting right now. My fan is blowing in the background, and that's part of the noise that you hear. So anyway, have a great day, a great afternoon, a great evening, whatever, and I will be talking to you soon. Bye-bye.